Job well done. Job well done.
Hey, what up, nerds?
Hello.
Hello.
Happy Saturday. At what time do we stream again?
We're just gonna be honest. We just accidentally started 30 minutes early. So, hello.
Welcome. We totally know what time it is, by the way.
Yeah.
This is fine.
We're just like, yeah, 2:30. That's stream time, right?
That is totally stream time.
Sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, nothing weird going on. Worth it.
Thank you, Dempsey.
Something. Thank you so
Worth
much
it.
for that part.
Thank you. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Dagger, hello. Forgetful Programmer, Temptic,
Welcome, Gumreal. Hello.
Hadukanen, Cumreal.
We're
Great
here.
to see you, nerds.
We are half an hour early, totally on purpose, definitely not by accident.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. What's up?
Lucas, hello. This means the stream is going to be longer.
Probably.
Yeah. Probably. Usually we stop stream when we're hungry,
Yeah.
and I assume that'll be at roughly the same time.
Yeah.
So,
'Cause we just had lunch, so we are not hungry right now.
yeah.
El banana, por favor. No.
Double bananas.
So you get more banana time.
Mm.
I'm on my second cup of coffee. No better way to wake up.
Enjoy your coffee.
The other day at work, I had like 3 cups of coffee. I don't normally have 3 cups of coffee.
You
but...
don't normally have coffee.
Well, because all I have to do at the office is press the button, because they have
Right.
you know, they actually have a machine that,
Good coffee on demand.
yeah, all I have to do is just press latte, please, and then just makes it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
What do the black sticky notes mean? So that means that they're currently out of scope. But this is just for the stage 1, though, where we want to have like a core gameplay loop going. So a lot of these we'll still do. They just didn't make the cut for this very first stage is all.
Yeah, so they will be implemented, just not right now.
Yeah.
Also,
Some of them, anyway.
Yes.
Olrod, good morning. Hello.
Hello, Lucas.
Bad Tuple, hello. We're doing pretty good. Just starting out.
We are just starting. I'm doing some little bits here. Nothing crazy. I'm literally just gonna make a cute and the plane. That's it. So I don't think that's worth watching.
Wait, what's the cube for?
The logs.
It's gonna be
Well,
a
it's
cube.
gonna be a cube with like a bit of it, like a little bit of it, but the texture is what's gonna make it look like I love logs.
Right. Okay.
And that's
Cool.
what I'm gonna be working on. So.
Glad you went live because there wasn't much people streaming currently that I watch. Well, we knew that. We knew that, Tempting.
Surprise!
Louise, hello. How's it going?
Hello, and look at that little Cassini go. We love it.
Itch.io is down. Oh boy.
What is that?
Itch.io.
Oh,
Itch.
I thought you said H. So I was like, what's an H?
Oh yeah. It's just fully dead. That sucks.
But
Damn.
oh my god.
Did it for me. Absolutely. Absolutely. We saw you out there just looking around. First stream to watch.
Makuku is causing chaos.
Finally got my 1 week off. Oh, that sounds amazing, Monta.
On a week off.
Right, so I'm going to be implementing containers, which are essentially things that the player can interact with, and then they can get like resources or chests or whatever out of them. So that's what I'm going to be doing. We should probably make a little outline of what that means. Like, what do we need it to do? So let's make some of these. Mr. Magoo, hello. Welcome in. Happy Saturday. Coffee and Nerd, such a great wake-up combo.
Oh, I'm so glad we can keep you company.
Good
on
morning.
Your mornings.
Okay, so containers need to be interactable. There'll probably be some I can spell interactable. Wait, I can't spell. Interactable. Interactable. Got it. That was harder than it needed to be. There'll also be some delay, I reckon. So like it will take the player like 1 second of interacting to open it, to kind of create some tension between running from the zombies and opening stuff. We need to give things on open. We need to support 2D and 3D containers. On 2D, we probably want to replace sprite on open, and on 3D, we probably want to play an animation on open.
Oh.
Yes. Would it drop on the ground or go directly on the inventory? That is a great question. So for things like resources, you know, we'll have like duct tape, screws, things like that. I don't see a need for it to go on the ground. But for example, what if you find a med kit in a container, right? You might already be full health. So you would want that to drop on the ground, and maybe you can come back and pick it up after you've been hit. So either there's a differentiation. Suspiciously human looking bananas.
This is true.
Yep. Duct tape overpowered. True. Especially in the apocalypse. So either I make a differentiation where some resources you auto pick up, some go to the ground, or I just say everything goes on the ground, and then you pick it up. Yeah. On one hand, it might be just more straightforward to make them all behave the same. Yeah. Maybe I just go with that. I don't know.
Banana.
Duct tape for when it moves and it shouldn't, and lubricant when it won't move, but it should. Imposter, unless you want to dress like a rotting banana. It's just, it matches. It's a great match.
Oh my god, a rotting banana though?
Yeah, so sorry for the long answer, Louise, but I guess the answer is I don't know yet. I do not know yet. True. Very true. Will they be able to pick up open while being hit? Do you mean hitting the container? Or do you mean the player is being hit?
Emptic, thank you for that fart. And hello, Lavender Death.
Hello. Rotting banana is just a banana with a modulate color of 70% black. Player being hit. Yeah, I think interrupting on hit might be good. I think that makes sense. Interrupt opening on hit. I think that's a good idea. So what about the 2D and 3D? Would there be a differentiation? As in two different nodes? So there'll be a container 2D and a container 3D? Or do I just make a container and it can kind of be set up? It can just be set up in a way that it handles both.
Is the player going to have an animation opening the container?
Yeah. There'll probably be a general animation of interaction. It won't necessarily be just opening a container. They could be opening a door, opening a container, turning on something. It'll probably use the same interaction animation, I would say. And maybe if we think it needs another layer of polish and we want to do some unique animations, we can do that as well. But yeah, let's put that down, even if we don't get to it today. It's a good point. Add interaction animation on player. Okay. Let's just make it happen, shall we? Okay, so we have our levels here. Where do I put this? Does that go in levels? I guess it can for now. New folder, let's call it containers. Then in here, we're going to create a scene, a 3D scene. Call it container. Okay. Or do we make this a component? Maybe that's easier. Maybe that's easier. We make it a component and then we use, we can just use the component in any scene we want. So we have a container component. And then here we make a scene. Called container component. Container component needs to be interactable, which we already have a component for, which has a bit of UI and an area where you can interact. Let's add a script to that. Okay, we can pull in the interactable, and this has some stuff. We have some signals. We have the interacted signal. We can
Oh snap! Is that a maca treat ready?
Where is she? Where's she at?
She's sleeping in her little cubby.
Oh.
But I'm sure she...
How goes it, Mize? We're bananas.
It's true.
This is just our life now. I've accepted it. He knows it's coming. Okay. So, component.
Lots of summer planning. Oh, that's great.
Nice. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We just starting out our game dev day.
One at a time.
She's just hoovering him up.
I literally just hoovered them. I didn't hear a single crunch. She didn't chew any of those.
Thanks, Mice.
Wild.
Yeah. The banana doesn't help.
In here.
Okay. So the container component could maybe accept a...
Oh, we're doing pedicure. Oh, look at those toe beans.
Good zoom. Do I use signals here? Or do I pass in a thing?
just love when she.
Maybe have a sprite 3D option.
Very cute cuckoo.
Then we have a closed sprite.
Oh, the banana timer was up. Busy feeding the cuckoo that I.
And an open sprite.
Is that tearing on stream or is it my effects? If you see it on the like ArtCam iPad, I think that's just us.
Yeah. The way that we connect the iPad camera is quite laggy.
Yeah.
So you're all good. You're all good. Benevolent gleaming eggnog. Thank you, Temptic. Are there some toe beans?
Beans.
Node 3D. Okay, let's do something like this. On function ready. We can have an opened
Only beans.
boolean as well. We can say interactable opened. No, interactable interacted connect.
Up. Wow. That's a great emote.
Oh my god.
My
thank you for the
thank you
gifty.
so much for that gift.
Thank you. Hitting Panda Coder with a nerd certification. Love to see it.
Really appreciate it.
Love you to my stinky BF.
Yes. JK, he's not stinky. We say stinky lovingly, same as I call my cuckoo. Not really.
I do get called stinky.
Sometimes she's stinky.
If node 3D and node 3D as method open,
Wow.
node 3D open.
Imagine having a method open.
Something like this. Now we can do a test. We can do a test. So we go to our containers. We can delete this. We're not going to use this. We're going to create a new scene. Call it trash bag. Or let's do container trash bag. Then in here, we can instantiate a trash bag. But we'll say, okay, this is going to be jank because it wasn't built with this in mind, but let's just see what happens. We're going to add a container component, and this is where all our logic is. So we'll say, this is the sprite 3D, and when you open, do the open trash bag. Okay. Something like this. Cool. Okay. What is this? I don't need you anymore. Go away. Now here, we can do I guess in interactables, we can add a container trash bag, put it here, and play. So the player can walk up, the interaction prompt appears, then by holding the interaction key, you start the process. You finish it, it changes the sprite, so now it's open. In terms of polish, like Lucas mentioned, we have the player animation while they're interacting. We probably have some animation on the sprite so that it moves a little bit while you're interacting. You probably have some particles when it opens. The items would come out with some sort of effect, so it would look a lot more juicy than this, but from a functional perspective, that's essentially it. I suppose one problem at the moment with that is that the two sprites aren't the same size, so when they change, they move, which is a problem. Because we have this, which is 170 pixels high. I can maybe like do something like this. Try and match the other one. And then in here, make this higher as much as I can, so at least it'll mitigate the issue. Cool. Also, when it opens, we need to deactivate the interaction component so that you can't interact with it anymore. Easy enough to do. I think I built that in. So we can do interactable.disable. That should fix that. There we go. Okay. Find this scientist methods of opening a trash bag very interesting. Unfortunately, we don't have art for these yet.
Can I see what you're doing? I've not really been paying attention.
The openable containers. But I just used the random sprites that you did for that area. So instead of actually opening the bag, he's ripping the bag.
I like that. That's good.
I mean, listen, it is faster when you think about it.
Yeah.
So if you're on a high stress situation, this is actually
he pulls
the
out
most
a scalpel
efficient.
and just goes slashes the bag.
It is the most efficient way.
As a scientist, I can confirm I open bags like this. Telepathically. Ain't got time for niceties.
Yeah.
It's the apocalypse.
You just gotta get in there.
There is no time for niceties. It's life or death, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense, he has to be fast. Right, he has to be real quick.
Okay, so now what? Now what? Now we need to spawn items. Or, you know, at least like give items.
On trash.
So on open, we can have another method that says give items. On open, it should give items. How do we give items? How do we give items? I've been often using this pattern of actions. Actions are basically custom resources where it's just like a set of settings, I guess you could call it. And then you do something depending on the type of action. So a change stat action has some information about what stat do you want to modify, how much do you want to modify it by. So when this action takes effect, it modifies a stat. So I could have container actions. I could have container actions and then have like a give item or spawn item action, stuff like that.
Thank you for the alert, North Pole Light. Lucas says, I think I use custom resources in one of my games once to hold stats for weapon pickups.
Yeah, I love custom resources. I use them for everything. Okay, so if we duplicated this, give items action. Give items action. So we can have an items array. which is an array. Well, right now, an array of nothing because we don't have a concept of item. We could keep it simple and just do that. So imagine this is an array of string, for example. Then we go to our container component and we say export var actions, which is an array of action. Then in our trash bag, we can say actions. We're going to add a new give items action, and then we give the player a foo and a bar.
A foo?
Foo and a bar. Then in here, under give items, or I guess it would be run actions. Would make more sense. We would go for action in actions.
A foo walks into a bar.
If action is give items action, we're going to say for item in action dot items print give item. Then if we play on our console log, we should see give foo and give bar. There we go. Cool. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Now that's all fine, but realistically, we're not going to be setting individual loot per container. So let's say that for the map, there's a loot table. So you can, from this map, you can get duct tape, you can get screws, you can get gas, you can get, you know, all sorts of random stuff. All of that needs to be in a loot table with like rarity values, and then it needs to randomly choose what to give when you open a container.
Thank you for that fart.
You said gas. Gas, gas, gas.
What you gonna do?
So, give items action would be when you want to give specific items, but you might want a different action, which would be give items from loot table action. Give items from loot table. And then we need to give it a loot table. So basically, there's like a bunch of things we need to define. We need to define what is a loot table, what is an item, like all that stuff needs to be its own type. It needs to be managed. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting.
I'm uploading a dumpster.
Dumpster lid Gulba. Nice. Okay, new folder. Let's call it loot. Then in here, we need a new script, loot.gd, class name loot, export var loot name, which is a string. And eventually would have a sprite and all of that stuff, but for now, that can be it. Loot name. Let's do a couple of them. So we'll do a loot. Oh, I did that wrong. That should be resource. So new resource, loot. Let's call it duct tape. Loot name duct tape. And then we'll have another one. We'll call it screws. So, basic definition of loot. Now we need a new folder, call it loot table. Loot table. We need a new script called loot table. So this extends resource. Oops. Class name loot table. What does a loot table need? What does a loot table need? It's essentially a pairing of loot type versus the chance. Right? 4 legs. Yep. Nice. It also needs loot. This is very true. Very true. Hey, this.
Hello.
Hope you're feeling better than last time we spoke. Doo-doo. So, I mean, I could do something like export var.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Would you prefer I give you one log and then you can like stack them however?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does that work?
Sure.
That was my...
Still sick? Oh, damn. And my computer is on the fritz. I hope you guys are doing well. We're doing good. We're doing pretty good.
Yeah, sorry to hear about your computer as well.
Yeah, what's wrong with the computer? So what happens if I do this? A dictionary where the key is the loot and the value is a float. Like a weight, essentially. Would that work? If I make a loot table, call it test loot table. So here we have a key and a value. So we can say quick load, right? So we can say duct tape, and then the value would be I guess it doesn't matter. Like I could say 2, for example. Fine. For the sake of ease, we can also create a new type of loot, and we can call it empty or none. Loot name none. So that in here on our table, we can say... That didn't save. That's interesting. Or maybe we use that. Interesting. So duct tape 2, add. Then we'd go quick load screws 1. And here we could change this to be 1. Space Spiffman. Hello.
Hello.
Running super slow. Like I started setting a 15-minute timer when starting up and reset it after it went off. Also, sometimes I would open up a new tab and it would just take ages to work or sometimes crash. Ugh. Tried totally wiping the drives and reinstalling Windows and it still took ages. Damn.
That is not cool.
Have a good one, Lucas. Have a great rest of your Saturday. What's the garage on screen? That's a new area, right?
Yeah, that's just a cheeky little concept sketch we did yesterday to kind of map out what the next area is that needs love.
Mm-hmm. Exciting. So I think the odds of the table will, like, they don't need to sum up to 100 or sum up to 1. They should be weighted based on the total. So if we have empty 1, duct tape 2, screws 1, that means that screws and empty have the same chance of rolling, and duct tape has twice the chance than screws or empty to roll. It's all relative.
Space Biffman's asking, what program do you use for art? I have made all the assets in the game so far using a mix of Blender for 3D assets and Procreate for all the texturing and all the 2D assets. So two very accessible tools, I would say. Log. Low poly log.
They get lots of duct tape currently. Yeah. So how do we make that calculation? How do we get a random piece of loot while taking all those weights into account? We need like a weighted array random type of thing. I'm sure people have done that, so I'm just gonna Google it. Weighted randomness. Just looking through some Stack Overflow shenanigans. There's a straightforward algorithm for picking an item at random where items have individual weights. Calculate the sum of weights, pick a random number that is 0 or greater and is less than sum of weights. Go through the items one at a time, subtracting their weight from your random number till you get the item where the random number is less than that item's weight. Oh, this isn't GDScript. Sum of weight, random number from 0 to the weight, then iterate Okay, let's do...
Oh, snap!
Mr. D-Boy, hello.
Howdy!
How's it going, nerds? Hope you had a great stream. How goes the game? How are you progressing? Are you almost ready for early access or what?
You leveled up.
I did. Some of weight. I actually want it to be a float if possible. Then we need to receive an array. It goes, all right, been working on tutorials. Oh, I see.
Oh, that sounds cool.
So you decided that tutorials were definitely needed, even with your advancements situation. Was that based on feedback?
How far along are you both with the Zombie Horde survival game?
Not that far along, honestly. We have a long way to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're currently working on the like core gameplay loop. Still trying to figure that out, and we have a ton of things that we still need to test out. But then there's a lot of surrounding things that will need to be implemented, like the meta progression area and all these systems. So we are ready to be working on this game for like another year and a half or something. So
yeah,
it yeah,
sounds about right.
I hope it takes less time, but it's gonna be a long project. Yeah, it's still not intrusive and only in the escape menu. Right. So it's like, you know, you click tutorials and then you can kind of select different tutorials and you just read. It's like that type of tutorial, like a knowledge screen. Kinda. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. You have any recommendations on learning Godot? So far, I'm just using Copilot to help me with the code, but also thinking of taking a Udemy class. I just went with Godot with YouTube tutorials. So I watched like an overview video.
11-hour tutorial.
Yeah, it was 11 hours. But I watched that, and then I just jumped in, started doing stuff, and then if I ran into an issue, I would try and find a tutorial specific to that issue, right? So like, I need to move a character. Okay, I'm gonna look at a how to move a character video, and I took it step by step. I don't really recommend like long courses that take you through like making a game, because I feel like you end up learning how to make that specific game, but because you're just following along with them, you're not actually learning for yourself how to navigate the tool. But that's just my opinion.
But and also you gotta keep in mind like your own like learning style. Like how do you learn best?
100%.
You know, do you learn best in like a more like a class setting, where like you get assignments and you're doing stuff like that, or like working on your own projects? I think that's important.
Yeah, I would highly recommend just getting a simple idea into your head of what you want to build, like a very simple game, and then just try and get it done. And it's when you hit a blocker, it's like, wait, I don't know how to do this. Look into doing that specific thing. You know, Google, ChatGPT, YouTube, whatever works for you. Just try and get yourself unblocked on that specific thing. And then 10 minutes later, you're going to find something else you don't know how to do. So look into that. Like, take it step by step. That's my advice.
Yeah. And then for modeling, I'm using Blender, and right now what you see me doing at the moment, I'm hand texturing it in Procreate on the iPad, which does support 3D models, what I do is I export the OBJ file from Blender, drag it into Procreate, and paint on here. I will say this method works well for very simple models, but I don't know if I'd recommend it for complex things like people. I don't think I would want to texture a character in here.
Right, yeah.
I feel like I would suffer.
Yeah.
More so than I already do with this.
All projects OP. Yeah, so true. So true. How's it going, Justin? Did you manage to record your video for Aya? Did you make sense of your spaghetti?
Spaghetti.
You give me too much credit. 10 minutes, more like 2 minutes. I mean, that's the game we're playing, though, you know? That's how it works. Oh
My goodness.
my god.
Howdy there, Granger. Welcome on into our Saturday stream. Thank you for that fart.
How's it going, Granger?
I hope you guys are all having a really good Saturday.
Okay. So we have an array with weights. So what we pass in would be something like this. Thing 1.
And thing 2.
Or even like this. Thing 1, and then the first index would be an array of the thing and its weight. So it would say like 2. And then we'd have thing 2, which would have its own weight, which could be 1, right? So it'd be something like this. So an array of arrays where you have the thing and its weight. So we get a sum of weights. Sum of weights.
That sounds like math.
It is math, yeah. Then we need a random number on the sum. So var random, sure, which is a float, will be rand f range from 0 to sum of weights.
Oh, Granger, you're gonna go to the
No, what?
movie? What are you gonna watch? We haven't been to the movies in ages. Like, literally since the beginning of the year.
Yeah, yeah. There just hasn't been anything that pulled us in, right?
Yeah.
Just in the next Avatar waiting room, I suppose. I've been using Zenva courses I got from Humble Bundle. Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Ballerina.
Little quizzes to check up that you've absorbed the material. Yeah, that definitely helps. Make sure you're actually understanding what's happening. I rambled about it for a few minutes, which will have to be good enough. Fair. Fair. Ballerina. Oh yeah, the
Isn't
like
that with
in
like
the
a,
John Wick universe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, doesn't that have a bunch of really well-known actors?
Mm-hmm. It's with Furiosa. What's her name? Taylor Joy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty good. Queen's Gambit. Great show.
Why doesn't she come up in the cast?
Been looking forward to seeing it. Nice. Enjoy. I hope it's awesome. And there's a new Jurassic Park movie coming out. I mean, I believe you, but I don't know if I care.
It's so disappointing as a dinosaur fan. I'm just so disappointed in the last couple movies.
I'd rather we rewatch the originals, to be honest. Maybe I'm just being a grumpy millennial. I don't know.
Grumpy nerd.
Okay, so from what we pulled from Stack Overflow, it's saying that now we would go... Oh, we have a number of choices. So for I in array with weights dot size. We're going to check if random is less than the weight. If so, return that choice. Else, subtract from random its weight. What? There's no way this works. So we have the value, which is whatever. So array with weights.
Yeah, I love Queen's Gambit. We rewatched it. We watched it again recently.
I think this is gonna work. God damn it. And we have the weight.
So focused.
And then it's saying if random is less than the weight, then return that one. If not, then random minus equals the weight.
I need to sneeze. No. Very sorry, I apologize.
This doesn't seem right. I don't know about this. Hey Jacob.
What you doing?
I'm trying to figure out a way to get a random item from an array with items and weights. So like in this example here, thing 1 has weight of 2, thing 2 has a weight of 1. So thing 1 should be twice as likely to be rolled. Should be twice as likely to be rolled than thing 2.
That is very confusing.
And from what I got from Stack Overflow, it's saying that this is how you do it, or this is a way to do it. But I don't trust it. Because, like, it's not ordered. Initial look seems right. Well, my problem with it is, say I had this, and then this, and then this. So thing 1 has a weight of 1, thing 2 has a weight of 2, thing 3 has a weight of 1 again. But here, so R&D could roll 0.1. then it would go through each option. So thing 1 would be selected because it's less than 1. Okay, fine. So how do I roll? How do I roll thing 3? R&D could have so this is a total of 3. So let's say it rolled 3.5, which would fall under this. Oh no, yeah, it would work. Yeah. So on the first one, it would fail because 3.5 is more than 1. So it would subtract 1. Okay, so now this is 2.5. Then it would try again. 2.5 is more than 2, so it would fail. So it would subtract 2, so you get 0.5, which is less than 1, which would land on thing 3. Nice. That does make sense. I think that makes sense.
Hello, bot. Welcome to Saturday stream.
Hello. It doesn't matter if it's ordered. It's looping from the start, subtracting each weight. If you want to do a binary search, it would need to be ordered. Right. Yeah. No, I think it makes sense. Like going through it step by step, I understand how it works. Very smart. Very smart. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we subtract the weight at the end. If it fails the random check, it subtracts, so it moves on to the next one. Makes sense. So from our loot table that we were working on here, we have a dictionary of keys and the percentage chance. So now we need to make an array with weights. So array with weights. Then for key in table dot keys, we go
need more rubber ducks.
array with weights, push.
Hello from Spain. Hola, ¿qué tal?
Not push.
Welcome.
Hello. No, we're getting the door. We're getting there. We're good. Append an array of key and table key. So now that gives us our array with weights. Then return array helper get wait, what did we call it? Get random weighted. It needs to be static. Get random weighted array with weights. And that's it. Maybe we can do as loot, make sure it's cast as loot.
I made the log, and that's in the thing as well.
Nice. Thank you.
That's all I had planned for today. that went a lot faster. This says I'm trying to make an Atari style pixel character right now. It's harder than I thought. Honestly, I think just characters in general. I've always found that way more challenging a little object.
Yeah, yeah.
Funnily enough.
So give items from loot table should now accept a loot table.
So what can I do now? Is my question.
Give items from loot table. Give items from loot table
So much to do.
should also have one of these. Get random loot. But instead, it would just return loot table, get random loot. Wait, no, that's... Does that work? Sure. Let's see what happens. So on our trash bag, we're going to delete this action and we're going to add a give items from loot table action. We're going to give it our test loot table. So in here, we can say if action is give items from loot table, we go print give action get random loot dot, well, let's just see what that does, I guess. We open the bag. We got null. We got null, okay? Null is in the table. We try again. We got a resource. Okay, this might be working. Let's try do this. Var loot equals this. If loot is null, prints no loot. Haha. Else give loot dot name. And let's also add a bunch of trash.
The Google.
Okay. No loot, haha. And it exploded. Invalid access, property or key name. Oh, oops.
Changugu, no, don't call her Changu. I mean, I call her Changu.
Chonquete cuquete.
Chonquete cuquete.
No loot, haha. Duct tape. Duct tape. Duct tape.
Do you need a little duct tape icon?
Duct tape. Duct tape. Okay, we got all duct tape. Do I need a duct tape icon? Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
Would it just like appear briefly above the dog's head or something? Could just be a little placeholder. Duct tape.
Yeah.
Quick doodle.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do it kind of like the size of the yellow flower.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe the size of the med kit.
Oh, no, Cuckoo, keep going. There you go.
Okay, we got screws. That's also in the pool. Screws, duct tape, screws, screws, screws. Okay, so it's working. We have a loot table. Each item has its own percentage. We can have a null key in the dictionary to represent no item, so we can weight the no item chance as well. Will runs be seeded? Seeded runs sounds like a good thing to do, even just from a testing point of view, right? At the moment, they're full random, yeah. But seeding sounds like a good idea, really. My game will have seeded runs, yeah. I think that is definitely a good idea. Seeded would mean it would be procedurally generated rather than totally random. Yeah, I mean, I won't pretend to know the specifics of how to use seeds in the randomization, but yeah. The way that I think about a seed is just using the seed as a parameter for your random rolls. You could guarantee that, like, on level 1, on the first level up, you always get the same random results, for example, if the seed is the same, right? So your randomization needs an input, and if the input is the same output should come out. So you'd pass in the seed, you'd pass in your level, and it should always return the same value, right? Or go the other direction and get real random numbers from cosmic ray events. Look at the star position, and that's how it decides.
Oh.
Sure, you have the seed, but you also need to know how many randoms you have already taken, right? Yeah, that's what I meant with the level, right? So you need to pass, if you want to see the same options come up, like I'm talking about the specifics of our game here. So like when I hit level up, right? I'm on level 2. So if my random function gets passed in the seed and level 2, it should mean that on your first level up, you always get the same things, right? But I understand what you're saying. I think so. Seed just sets the starting point in a sequence of random values that will be generated. Yeah, the problem is that there's so many different types of randomizations. If the seed is just being used in all random rolls, and you that's all you do, it means if you open up 3 containers and it rolls loot and then you level up, you'll get a different result from just leveling up and then opening the containers, right? Because then it'll be flipped, and that matters, I think, right? The random number generator is an object in memory with state, so you kind of get it for free. Right, but the order of your rolls still matters. Right? Unless, like this run is saying, you generate everything from the get-go and you're not rolling as you go. Hey, Foddy.
Hello, happy Saturday.
PRNGs. Now that's a truly nerdy topic. Love it. Yeah, trying to understand how to use seeds to get consistent or reproducible randomization, I guess. Chad, hello. How's it going?
Good day, good day.
Red Blob Games mention?
I have a proposal.
What?
I have a proposal.
Uh-oh.
What if the more the dog rummages through the trash?
Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Yeah, for sure. Last night, actually. Last night.
Anyway, the more the dog rummages through the trash, the stinkier he gets.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he'll just get little stink lines and like little flies around him if he rummages through the trash a lot. Stinky.
Add it to the board, I think.
Do you agree with this?
Yep.
That was my proposal.
Cool.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I like it. Have you ever seen that GDC talk about the original Pitfall? It goes over procedural generation. It's really good talk. I have not.
Hello, Aoi. How's it going? Good
Hello.
afternoon.
So one problem with this setup right here, where I have the no roll as its own weight. So for example here, I'll do this so it's kind of more clear. So no item is at 10 weight. Duct tape is at 2. Screws is at 1. If I wanted no item to be at this kind of rough rate, every time I add a new item, I'll need to adjust the no item weight, right? Because like if there was 20 more things in the loot table and they all had 1 weight, now no item is less likely. So that makes it kind of hard to manage how often you don't get anything. So maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I want to have a dedicated no item chance. And if you don't roll no item, then you look at the loot table.
If you don't roll no item.
I think that makes it simpler. That way the weights in here is just relative to which items you can get, but it doesn't touch the no item roll. Today I learned random number generator has a rand weighted function. Uh-oh. Is that a Godot thing? What is random number generator? God damn it.
Is that good or bad?
It's exactly what I've been working on.
So what you're saying is it's good because it exists, but it's bad because you should.
Yeah.
You need to do what you were doing.
This is in fact great to know. Very good to know.
Once again, bot saving the day.
But you know, I think mine's better, actually, so I'll just stick with that.
Not just out of spite.
Mm. This is very good to know. Very good to know. So my array,
Banana.
and then you randomize the.
Someone wants a
Index.
banana.
Uh oh.
Hey,
Both been.
there's other hats, you know. There's other choices of hats.
I'm actually missing the pizza hat now. I'm a mod, I do as I please.
The more I tilted, I could do it so that like it's like a face mask. I'm like the banana bandit.
Democracy at its worst.
A long nose.
Why is the rum always gone?
Hi, Mags.
Welcome. I look like I'm gonna rob a monkey store. Oh god, no, I can't breathe doing that. Thank you for the hydrate and the posture check. And thank you for the fart. Where's the chicken?
Chicken. You're doing pretty good, Mags. How are you? I mean, right now we're bananaed.
Sure.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
I get distracted and come back to the banana bunch. You know, yeah, that's all I gotta say. I do want to say this is mostly my fault.
Definitely. Entirely.
Wait.
I sanded some wood earlier. Pretty sure I sanded some skin off my fingertips first. Oh no.
Oh no.
Nerd's finest moment in history. I do not want to know how many times you've heard this song by now. I mean, definitely hundreds. I mean, no, let's think about this.
You can actually do the math if you really want it.
We hear it more than once per stream. Probably like many times per stream.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, how long is the playlist?
Right. We'd need to add up all the minutes of each song. How many songs are in there? There's 26 songs, and they're roughly... Yeah, they're pretty much 2 minutes each. 26 songs, 2 minutes each. So 50, 52, yeah. 52 minutes, and we stream for, what, 3 hours on average? So let's say we hear that song 3 times per stream. And we stream 3 times a week. 9 times a week, yeah.
Duct tape.
52 weeks. 468 times.
That's not that much.
We hear it in our dreams.
I feel like if you're someone that listens to music, you'll probably listen to your favorite songs that much.
Mm. Van Halen for me. Does Spotify give you a play count? That would be cool.
Well,
Outside, I mean, I know they do like the wrap-ups or whatever.
yeah, I was gonna say, wait until the wrap up and check what it says about that.
Bum, bum. Winamp. You have heard every song about 500 times. Damn.
I mean, I did ask at the end of the year if we wanted to like switch up the playlist, but it's, you know, if it's not broken.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
mean, we definitely can.
I feel like it's so iconic now, though.
The thing is, there's a psychological component where when this music is playing, my brain is like, is game dev time, you know?
Yeah. Even Makugu has been conditioned to it.
Yeah, Maka will hear the song and jump on her stream spot as well. Okay, so we have a loot table. We have a chance for no items to be rolled.
Whenever I hear this song on any other stream, my brain wants to fart. No. Can you imagine?
We're creating
That would be funny.
farting sleeper agents, is what you're telling me?
Oh my goodness, thank you so much for those farts, Mags.
I'm about to boot up 5.6 for the first time and see what's what. I'm excited. Boot up 5.6. Unreal? Probably? UE 5.6. Yeah, yeah. What new tools do you have? What new shinies do you get to play with?
Shiny.
You see UE Showcase? There's a crap ton of newness. No. I saw like a few clips from the Witcher 4 tech demo, but like very short clips. Something fart something complete.
You like this duct tape?
Yeah, perfect.
I love that I said I was gonna do a doodle and then I get duct tape.
You're just that good. You're so good you can't doodle. It just comes out final.
I should have just given you. I just wanted to look good.
Okay. So we can give a loot table. I'm just thinking, even if we keep it simple and we said that every container in a level has the same loot table, I still want to be able to use the trash bags here, and then potentially, you know, if we had a second map, I want to use the same trash bag but have it use a different loot table. So perhaps... Yep, true. Very true.
Ben, welcome. Thank you so much for your fart. Happy Saturday.
How's it going, Ben? So maybe instead of being passed in a loot table, it uses
All good in the hood.
the levels loot table. Oh, no.
Prime coder tried to fart. That is a very special command for Ben. However, you can still fart with the channel points redeemed. Just like Max did. Thank you so much for that fart.
Man, how do I do this?
You're welcome, my pleasure.
Brother,
Forgetful programmer, thank you so much for the fart.
No, this chocolate got crunchy coffee grounds in the middle. Ew. Interesting. That does make me want a coffee. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I feel like I also need a coffee.
I might do that.
Shall I make us a coffee and give Cuckoo her dinner in a bit?
Mm-hmm,
Oh, it's so early. It's because we started half an hour early.
Yeah, we started early,
My
too.
brain thought it was like 5.
Now I want a coffee too. Okay, we're all getting coffee. It's been decided.
Everyone, grab a coffee. Coffee intermission.
Oh yeah, Mags, let me read that. So, new dynamic real-time NPC adaptable behavior. Dynamic real-time NPC adaptable behavior.
That's a lot of words.
Damn. So, DRT-NPC-AB.
Jesus.
That should be what the feature is called.
Holy.
Nanite mesh optimization for foliage. That sounds incredibly useful. New water physics. Cool. MetaHuman character creator is finally in editor instead of the browser. That sounds very cool. Dynamically customization of body types for the metahumans. As in, what would that do? Like, at runtime you can change their body types or something?
Mice asked for coffee as well. I'll make you a coffee too. No problem. No problem. Drinking milk. Milk is fine as well.
I just had coffee. What do I do now? Round 2.
Another one.
I think we have a loot table in the run manager. But then the level will also have a loot table. So our level manor would have its own table that we could assign. And then we pass it in when we start the run.
What's going on in there? I don't think I've tried cardamom. Harukanen says, almost time for dinner. I should perhaps fire up the grill. Oh, what are you gonna make in the grill?
Sounds good.
Dang.
There's gonna be loot. Yes.
Yes. Camreel says, I'm currently making a map loader and saver based on a hex file. Wish me luck. Well, good luck.
Yeah, so...
My chair locked.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right, Ben. You're right. Ugh. Smeagol is my natural state, I'm afraid.
Shrimp.
Oh, we're free.
2 nerdy shrimps.
We're free. Ah. Basically, NPC adaptable behavior means if the player knocks over an apple, an NPC will recognize that and try to pick it up. Right, so it'll like break up their existing routine with dynamic events. That's really neat. I mean, I think as an indie, that's gonna be rough to actually make use of, but in a simple sense, maybe. New meta human creator allows customizing each muscle group specifically instead of being stuck to the same 3 body types. Right. Very cool. Very cool. I hope you you have a good time testing that out. Right. Yeah, so Jacob, the idea is that there's going to be 2 types of loot. One would be something like a crowbar, for example, that you could find on the map. And then you could use items like these to open safe houses. So like the shed is covered by planks. Now that you have the crowbar, you can open the shed. And then there'll be other types of items, like for example what Celine just drew down here, the duct tape, and those are used for the base progression. So like inside the lab, it'll be like, I don't know, you are building this new computer terminal that gives you access to new upgrades, but that'll need some duct tape, some computer chips, some screws, right? So that's the idea. There'll be meta progression loot and in-run items that you need for certain things. That's the current plan.
Also some screws, little screw and thing. Do you want them separate? Like little separate PNGs, fingers?
Yes. Yeah.
And a crowbar, did you say?
No, let's not do that yet. Those are fine. Just for testing. Also, they should be the same size, the images, because they will live on the same spots. There might be a screen where it would show them side by side with a number next to them, things like that. So, yeah. Inventory management nerds rejoicing. I don't know about inventory management. You'll just magically pick them up and put them in your magical pocket.
Infinity bag.
Yeah. Your
bag of holding.
Bag of holding. You can interpret that any way you like. Just make sure to keep it to yourself. So what's up? Oh, that's doesn't make any sense.
The sky.
Wow. Wow. You just did that.
I did.
Okay, so we're still operational. Loot table is shadowing. It is shadowing. I can remove this now. Goodbye. Okay. Cool. So we have containers in the level that use level-specific loot tables. They have a chance to not have anything in them. They have a chance to roll any loot from the loot table. The randomization is weighted for the items. So we did this. We did this. We did this. We
Maka, chill.
did not do these or these. I would say let's quickly do these. Yeah. So in here, we have our dumpster. And Selena's actually made a lid.
I have. I would love to see it in game.
Well, first let me commit all this stuff. Added containers. I did a lot more than that, but whatever. Who cares? Dumpster.
Oh my gosh, cuckoo.
So we need to get the dumpster lid, which we'll find in game assets, environment, prop.
I should put
Who
it in.
knows?
I should
Where are we?
put it in props, but I think it's in buildings. That's where I was saving.
Buildings dumpster lid.
Sorry.
We have a dumpster lid goob. Wow. Beautiful. Incredible. Fantastic.
Isn't that great?
We're going to import it in here. And see that it perfectly fits there.
Can it be on fire? I feel like, look, there has to be an achievement. Like, you have to have, like, one of your cured applicators or something is flammable, or, you know, like it interacts with something, and there's a way that you can make the dumpster catch fire, and that's an achievement. Dumpster fire achievement. Right?
Mm-hmm.
There has to be.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you don't agree with me.
Mm-hmm. Wait, how does it catch fire? Say again?
Like, maybe one of your, like, your missile cure or something is using something flammable. Like,
Right.
one of the applicators.
It does have, like, fire coming out of it.
Yeah. No, it's not a revolving.
Okay. So now we need a animation player, and that can have an animation called open. Open will take the lid. We're gonna key the rotation. Banana, banana.
Banana. Why there's a cooldown for our sanity?
The banana is too strong, Aoi. It needs to cool down. It's too intense.
It needs to cool down. Go, hello. Good to see you.
Logo.
Happy Saturday.
Okay, let's key the rotation. So now we have the opening. It needs some stuff though. Has anyone used Bezier curves on the animation player? I've never done that. It says it's like you can't do it like this, but also you can't convert it to a Bezier curve thing. You can add a Bezier curve track.
Whoa.
Why is the rum always gone?
Thank you.
So there's a Bezier curve
For
track.
the fart.
Okay.
You can't see it. Is something covering it?
It's like to get the Bezier curve, you need to specifically add this, I think. You can't just do curves on a normal animation track. But like, what am I looking at here? What is this? Can I add a point? Insert key. Okay. And then insert key. So something like this. And then something like this. I don't... Oh my god, what is happening? What?
Banana.
Banana. Right.
Banana soon.
I'm probably rotating this way more than it should be rotated. Can I change the friggin' scale? What's happening here?
Always asking Temtech if they can make the cooldown shorter for banana.
It's that's illegal, I'm afraid.
It's illegal.
It's literally illegal in our country to wear a banana hat for more than 15 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
So I'm really sorry.
You was starting their morning with some video games. Sounds like a great way to start your weekend.
Nice. I believe you can still add different easing behavior on the regular track, but if you need full control, you need a dedicated Bezier track. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case as well. I haven't checked it out in a few versions, but I recall the Curve UI as a painful experience. It's certainly feeling that way. Currently, my problem is that the graph scale, like it's showing the value 200 and minus 200, but I need to work in like single digits. So what do I do? How do I can I change that? I don't know. But it's kind of unusable if my scale is insanely high. Yeah, like it's going 200 to minus 200, but I need like 2. So what am I supposed to do?
Oh, beans.
Wait, what is even happening?
Ah, violencia.
Yeah,
Ah,
this does not seem right.
ah.
Whatever. I'll just use the normal track. It's easier.
Mark, is there something you want to say to the stream? You're right on the mic there.
You want 20 radiant rotation? I mean, it's high action. I'll give it that. It's very dramatic.
Ooh, oh, I'm gonna make you aerodynamic. Oh, so aerodynamic. Yes. Oh, she took it out. Do you guys do that with your cats? Make them look like brush their cheeks, make them look aerodynamic?
We're looking at Maka's feet.
Yes. Snatched. Sorry. It was just cute.
To get around the
I'm selling Maka's feet pictures.
to get around the curve editing, what I end up doing normally is I create an overshoot key. So like before the animation would do this, right? So I go from starting value to end value. So I just add an extra key that overshoots and then the final value again. So it like adds the little bounce that you could do with the curve. You know, it's not as clean as a nice curve, but it still does the effect, so it's good enough, I guess. The player won't know, right? It's fine.
Okay. I will make dinner for cool. Did you say you wanted a coffee? Or you're okay?
I don't mind making it. Don't worry about it.
Then I'll just give Cuckoo. I'll be back.
So we have a dumpster. We need an open function. And that will just do animation player play open. And then what we've done in the container is if a node 3D is passed and it has an open method, it will run the open method. So if we're in here, we add a container component to this scene. We make it so that you can interact by being in front of the container, something like this. And then we give it this node. We give it this node, and we say that it can give items from the loot table. If everything goes according to plan, the lid should open on interaction. Over here, the input prompt comes up, and if we complete it, it opens.
Wow.
Sick. Glitches into the building. Nice. Yeah, let's fix that. Needs to be a bit further away from the building, I guess. We can do that. We'll also need to move that can and the chancla. Basically, we need to move everything. And I also want to move these a little bit. Let's try that again. Not gonna happen, Owie. Not gonna happen.
Hello. Trillion, welcome on in.
Hello, Trillion. How's it going? Ah, still clips a little bit. The hats are very warm. So we need to let our heads breathe. That.
Magic.
What is that? Where did that come from?
It's water.
Oh, do you put a thing in it?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Vitamin C.
Oh, I was like, where'd she get Fanta? I want Fanta.
It's not Fanta.
So. Well, I hope you figure it out. Whatever you got going on. We have an opening container. Boom.
That's pretty big, right?
Boom.
Pretty big achievement in our little project here.
Now the big question is, can we squanch? How hard would it be to squanch? Because we have a squanch helper where we can squanch 3D.
Do we need to provide squanch context? Or are you guys understanding what we mean by squanch?
Well, they'll find out right now. You cannot start variable names with a number. That makes sense. Oh,
What was that?
my phone.
So I'm just drawing some little bolts.
Node 3D.
And then
If
I'll give these to you.
squanch, not squash. Okay. We do a small. Oops. I don't mean to do that.
A small oops.
If we give it a small squanch, what happens?
It crashes.
It crashes.
Oh my goodness, Trillion, thank you so much for the sub.
What? Thank you.
Enjoy your nerd certification and enjoy all the emotes.
I forgot to instantiate the tween.
Woo!
Thank you. Nerd alert.
Exactly that.
Okay. Now we get a squanch.
But that was a squanch. I saw it.
It was a squanch. It was a pretty mid squanch.
You think?
Like,
Not-
as squanches go,
Not good enough?
I would say that was mid.
Alright.
That was a pretty mid squanch.
He has spoken.
Banana.
But how long is this cooldown?
Continue the schizophrenic rambling in my sketchbook until the banana unlocked.
I swear it's only like 15 minutes. Unless you made it higher now that we have banana hats.
I definitely did not do that.
Oh snap, he totally did. He totally did.
It was 15 minutes before. I made it 30.
Oh my gosh, the plot twist, the revelations. Oh my god.
On that note, I'm gonna make some coffee.
What? You can't just drop a bomb like that and then leave.
Bye.
Can't believe you done this, right? Mods, clip that. I must redeem you. No comment on the... Are you saying that you want me to just put on the hat? Is that what... without the thing? It is pretty stuffy. Love the little axe in the tree stump. Yes, and like we definitely want to make a little joke. What the heck? What the heck was even that? We want the dog to say something along the lines of, you know, if he could use it for something, kind of alluding to the fact that you would typically like use weapons and stuff in these kinds of games, but this is not that game. And I'm taking way too long to do this, but you know. We're making it cute. He's running away. He knows the significance of his mistake. I honestly was growing suspicious because I thought surely 15 minutes have gone by now. And for anyone watching and lurking and wondering how I do 3D models, because I do get the question a lot. The 3D models in the game, like the lid and the dumpster that we're working on, I did make those in Blender, and I do texture them in Procreate, which I would say is a little bit tricky, quite a bit of a faff, but if anyone would be interested to learn how that workflow functions, I'm always happy to explain and show you guys how that works. How dare you, sir?
Hello. He's back at the witch.
Oh,
The wicked
thank
witch
you.
of the west. Just out here defying gravity. There's nothing you can do about it.
That's
Correct.
crazy.
Okay. So 3D containers done. Play animation on open done.
Have you achieved the proper level of squanch?
Nah, I'll need a squanch pass.
Thank you for the hydrate and thank you for that part.
How's it going, Trickster?
You should put in the logs.
Oh yeah. Yup. Added support for 3D containers. I swear that's all I come to do here, then I lurk the rest of the time.
Well, the lurk is always appreciated and
Absolutely.
the farts are always appreciated.
And a hydration as well.
Yeah. I'm having my fake Fanta. He was like, "Where did you get a soda?"
I didn't see you get soda anywhere. Have you been hiding it from me?
Pans to Cellini's
Your stash.
secret soda candy cupboard.
Okay. So, we have a debugger situation. Camera facing container GD34 condition DET equals 0 is true. DET is 0. What? Huh? Excuse me?
Your excuse.
What? Huh? I don't know what that means. So I will ignore it for now. Good dog. Log shed. Log shed needs logs. Very important.
This is true.
Very important. So, is that also in buildings?
That's in props.
I kill you!
Well, it should be in props.
Such chaos!
The dumpster should be in props too. I'm sorry. I swear the next time I will file things.
Next game?
No, the next set of items.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I'm sorry.
I thought you just meant next project.
Oh, snap. I've been
Oh, the bananas are back.
Does Godot have a co-pilot plugin?
It does not. However, you can use it with external editors. So you could use it with VS Code or Cursor, anything like that. It does work. Enverin, hello. The fun of where does this asset actually belong in the directories? Yep. It's part of life, isn't it?
Yeah, because it was all going so well with all the little buildings I made, but then I modeled the dumpster in the same file, and then it just ended up with the other building bits. Then I was like, oh wait, Excuse you.
I'm sorry. You were saying something serious, but then I saw that you were wearing a banana, and it was funny. Banana regret yet? That's gonna be a yes from me, Granger. 100%.
I got some good photos.
Next project after another year and a half. Yeah. We'll figure it out next year. See, banana is fun and funny.
I love that, yesterday I was watching you speak seriously and just lost my mind.
Yeah.
And today it was you.
Okay. So we have logs.
It's just so...
We do need logs to be less shiny. They're too shiny. Shiny.
Quick question. Is the duct tape and the screws like UI? Again, because I don't want to file them in the wrong folder.
Yes.
It's UI.
Well, I would start a dedicated folder probably. Under UI, sure. Sure.
Is it like pickups?
Well, I classed it as loot.
Loot.
So you can leave it as loot, I suppose. Okay. Yes, the logs are not metallic, for sure. Okay.
What's that? Brother.
Thank you for that fart, Max.
Brother.
You're timing them to the song. That's wonderful. I didn't mean to. No, but that was wonderful. Thank you so much for fresh out of farts. Brilliant, thank you so much for your fart. It's very much appreciated.
Job well done.
So, log pile. Log pile. Now we need to we need to do one of these. So like this one is kind of further back, and then this one is like a bit further out, and this one's a bit further back in. You know what I mean?
Do you know
Like-
what I mean?
Give them a little bit of randomness. Type of thing. Banana. Let's just see how it looks in game.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to learn at least one new programming language and an entire development environment, but hey, at least I don't have to try to make my own 2D bone animation pipeline anymore either. All right. What is it that you're learning? Looking sharp, nerds. Thank you, Captain Math.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
Captain.
Off to the movies, nerds. Have fun, Granger.
Yeah, have fun. Let us know next time how that went.
Will it report back? Yeah, absolutely. Would love to know if it's any good.
Thank you so much for.
Thank you. Okay, we got logs.
Ooh, that's nice,
That's
isn't
pretty
it?
good.
That's
I think I'll add some dirt under them.
yeah.
But that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool.
Look at those logs.
Is Maka also in banana mode? Imagine.
She would not tolerate. She did look at me for a second when I first put it on, and when I look at her, she gives me side eye.
She gave you the
I'm
old
not
side
gonna
eye.
lie, she gave me side eye.
Classic.
What happens when these timers hit 0? We get to take off the banana hats.
The heck?
Maka doesn't get it.
Oh. Something like that. What happens when these timers hit 0?
We will be out.
Oh, you answer that.
3 of us have now answered that.
Sorry.
That's alright.
There we go. Look at that. That looks pretty cool.
Fabulous.
Very nice.
Did you use the little dirt that I made?
No, I was not aware of that development. Nice.
I made a small circle dirt.
Good to know. Good to know. Let me move some of this stuff. And I think I want to come on. I want to move this.
Envin was saying,
Here.
I'm learning Godot, so the Godot scripting language is what I will need to learn. It's why I popped in looking to see some people using it to see what it's like.
Gotcha. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot. Be more than happy to help out any way I can. There's a sequel to Megan. Yeah. I didn't I didn't watch the original.
No, me neither.
There we go. Nice and cozy. Look at that.
Wow.
Brandon. Who's this
Not
Brandon?
Is that you?
I think so.
Brandon.
You help rolling Godot 2. All you need to do is wear that banana for 5 additional minutes after the timer. I've told you it's illegal.
Oh, Mr. Zombie, hello. Thank you so much for the part. My sister's like, Brandon. Brandon is your banana alter ego. Shaq looks awesome. Thank you, Jacob. I think this area is now looking very nice. Brandon and Selma.
No specific questions that wouldn't span off into a 3-hour tutorial. That's fair, that's fair. Literally picked it up in the last hour. I see. Okay. Well, good luck, and you know, my offer stands, you know, whether it's next week or next month. Feel free to drop any specific questions. I'm not saying I'll have the answer necessarily, but I can always talk about my experience.
Yeah. What's your name after you became rich? Banalini. Bralina. An interesting perspective from a designer who adds elements like this. Stack of logs on their metal roof that players will walk around and not think much about at all. Yeah.
Players will walk around and not think much about it all. Yeah, honestly, that's what it's there for. It's there as a pretty obstacle, essentially. Like to create. Sorry, for anyone new here, there is zombies. There will be zombies, right? So this area's function also serves as like a dead end where you need to go around an obstacle to get away from the zombies, right? So why did that zombie get stuck? That was weird. Oh, because I didn't rebake the nav mesh.
Open the safe zone. Open it.
Yeah, there won't be any like actual gameplay use of the logs in that shed. You can, however,
What if you could push them?
like they would fall down.
Yeah,
We don't want to hurt the zombies. We're curing them.
it's an obstacle.
That's true. Beef. Ooh, that was a lot of level ups.
That was a lot of beef.
So you can open that other shed though, and that becomes a safe zone, so you can take the survivors and they can run off to safety. So yeah, bit of both, bit of obstacles and a bit of gameplay implications as well in this area. Ooh, Wholesome Direct just went live.
Oh. I'll have to watch that after the stream. Mr. Zombie says, I've made a fatal mistake. I restarted The Witcher 3.
Did the new Witcher 4 tech demo get you? It almost got me, if I'm honest.
I mean, I'm interested in playing that.
It did, yeah. It did look pretty good.
Go suck back in.
I've never actually finished The Witcher 3. I think I have hundreds of hours in that game, and I never finished it. Interesting premise. I like it. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my god, you know what I should totally do? Freaking share the Steam page for it.
We do have a Steam page, yeah.
If anyone watching likes where our game's going, please consider giving us a little wish list on that link there.
Mod, spin this. Yeah, we're not so good at marketing our own video game, to be honest.
How much is the wish list? Nah, it's free. It's
Mod
free
check.
to wish list. Mod check.
No, it's alright, Max. It's alright. We do have links under the stream and such.
I'm a mod. I could pin it. Wait.
But it's so big.
You want me to unpin it?
It's fine.
Oh, check me out. I've already wish listed it. What a champ, Mr.
Damn,
Zombie.
thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you very much, Abe, as well. Yeah, we've been working on it for about 3 months now.
Wish listed. Good luck. Thank you, Abe. That's super kind.
We work on it about 3 times a week, sometimes more. Yeah, we're pretty close to having like this core gameplay loop done. But we're not quite there yet. Not quite.
Okay, there. I wish listed it. Also, is Twitch chat going to be in the credits? A special thanks.
Of course, always.
Yes, and the great thing is about, you know, you guys hanging out here during development is that you will see ideas that you guys give us in the, like, actually make it into the game. Like suggestions, like little bits that, you know, you suggest, like, oh, what if you do that and we think it's hilarious, then it'll be in the game. You know, we'll definitely have a round in the future once we're adding more people where we might put a couple of you guys as zombies and people rescued. So we did that in our Cat Cafe game. A lot of the customers are you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
And Twitch chat is in the credits of our first game.
It is. So, yeah, you know. So you guys are actively helping us. I wanted to be Banana Zombie.
I mean, we had a cheese customer.
We did have a cheese customer, so we could have,
a banana zombie.
A banana zombie. It is not out of the cards.
It could be a zombie in a zombie game.
You could.
100%. That will need to happen, Mr. Zombie.
Thank you, Max.
This game will not be done if that has not happened. Hold me to it.
I was doing things and then I forgot. You know what? Happens, right?
Skins to unlock is always a plus. Gamers are vain. We like to customize things. Yeah, I think this game could potentially support that in terms of like achievement rewards. Could give you different looks for the dock. I think that could be interesting.
I think definitely we
Still
could.
wearing this, god damn it.
We could definitely have different lab coats for him, and maybe even like different color, like the color of his goggles, maybe. Yeah, I could see that. That's the battle cry. It was doing something and then I forgot.
I think the skins question will entirely depend on how difficult it is to make one.
Yes.
Because like at the moment, this is the visuals of the player. We have the dock here, and it's all divided up in parts and animated in engine by moving each part individually to do these types of animations. And then there might be different sets of parts. So for example, this is our idle set, but you have the run set, so you can do sideways animations. You have the run, you have the sprint, and right now our movement is 2-directional, left and right, but we might want to do at least 4-directional. So if the player is running away from the camera, you would see the dock's back, and if they are running towards the camera, you would see the dock's front. So it's a lot. It's a lot of frames. It's a lot of drawing.
Yeah.
Right? So we just have to make sure all of that is nailed down and decided before we can consider making different variants of it.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah.
Sorry you got caught in ads there. For anyone that did.
Yeah, unfortunately, we just, as affiliates, we have to run them. We don't have a choice. So sorry about that. We don't get all the shiny toys to play with if we're not affiliate either. So. Do you do your own animated sprites or are you using bone animation? So Celine does the art, then she explodes the art into different parts, and then those get taken into the engine, into Godot. I kind of rebuild the dock with the parts, and then I animate the parts individually with the animation player. I don't use bone animation. It's like free form animation.
That's where like you make a rig essentially and then move it, right?
Yeah. Bone animation is where you can connect different parts. So like you could connect the foot to the leg, for example, through bones, which means if you move the foot, the leg would follow it. Just as a random example, it connects the different parts. But we don't have that. Like I could take the foot and put it here. The leg isn't gonna follow. I have to animate the leg on its own. Bone animation is like what they used to use in Flash animations. Yeah, it makes for a specific style as well.
Hello, Pocket Oracle. Do you have smear frames?
Hello.
I think we will make smear frames for some of the animations. Obviously at the moment we just have very basic, like the bare minimum, just so that it looks like he is actually doing something, but this would not be the final animation of the game. Like, we will refine this down the line.
Yeah, I think generally speaking, smear frames will definitely be there for the more...
Thank you.
For the fast animations, right? If there's a swing of something. We have the sprinter zombie. I don't know if you want to pull up.
Linguini!
Linguini, yeah. Yeah, so we have this guy right here. And they're gonna need a running animation, and if you can see like that little wheel, if you imagine that as like a cartoon run type of thing, that will have its kind of smear effect as well, right? So yeah.
We always just hand-drawn stuff and animated everything additionally. Cool. There's other ways. Yeah, I think this is kind of like an in-between, because I did basically do a bit of a running animation for the dog, which I then, just to make sure that the poses for the legs actually made sense. I don't know if I still... Would it be here? Like, I just animated the legs basically frame by in the 4 frames, so that then I knew I would know what sprites to do. So in a way, I did animate it and then unanimated it, and then you reanimated it.
Yeah. Like, we could have just that.
Yeah.
Where it I mean, it's a completely different style. Like, that's just frame by frame animation, and you can see it immediately. And this is the in-engine version, where it's not just the frames. There's added movement on top, where the frames actually move.
And you have more control. Like, if you want to slightly make a change, it's like I would have to completely redraw the frames, and it would be frustrating. So
yeah, but it definitely goes away from that like low FPS animation style. Like, it's very different vibe. But I think it's working.
Thank you, I think it's working. I definitely think so.
Yeah, I do think it's working.
Listen, we're just trying new things. You know, it might work. We might get to a point where we're like, why did we do this to ourselves? But, you know.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Reminds you of Saturday cartoons. That is excellent. That's all I want. I want you to think of Saturday cartoons and Dexter, and you know, we do get the Don't Starve vibes quite a lot, which is one of our inspiration style wise. Same with Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah, this right here is our inspiration board. We got some cartoons. We got #blood, which, if you haven't looked at it, I've not even played the game, but I admire it just for the art style. It's absolutely incredible. Got some doodles. We got this like comic book style
From Zenless.
Yeah, like graphic design. We got a bit of Genshin in there. Here's Cult of the Lamb. Don't Starve. We got RoboQuest. Is very cool. Their UI and their style. The way they use shaders and stuff is really cool. I don't know if I can show it here, but like their shadows are textured. You can see on the wall here.
Yeah.
Looks really good. Yeah. You know, you gotta let yourself be inspired by other stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of and this says, I think my art friend would love your aesthetic. That's very sweet. Yeah.
Nice.
And then what do each of you specialize for the project? I purely do all the art. Just I draw things, I make the 3D models, asset creation.
Yeah, I do all the programming engine stuff. It's a very clear line between our responsibilities. I guess where we cross over is like game design and
Yeah.
writing and things like that. We both do. But in terms of like making stuff, it's art and programming. Yeah, this GIF here is from #blood.
Yeah.
You can see their animations. Absolutely incredible.
And like one of the things I want to do, you see that yeah at the bottom, like I want us to have text
Yeah.
reactions and stuff.
Yeah, I really
think
like these as well.
that's-
Exclamation.
Yeah, I think I want to have stuff like that.
Yeah. I took some screenshots of their running animation and I used it to improve our animation.
It's like it's funny. You're like, where do legs go? How do legs,
Yeah.
how do they move?
Yeah. But what was interesting is that, yeah, I love how exaggerated this expressions animations are. Exactly. Like our first pass that we did for the running animation was almost too normal.
To cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So unfortunately I don't have it anymore. I don't have the old run, but then I modified it so like there was more of a bounce up and down to look more cartoony, and now it looks a bit better. And yeah, that was from looking at
What do legs
other stuff and taking inspiration. I'm trying to solo work and am more programming oriented than art, so I made a really interesting, robust engine in Python, but it looked horrendous as it was just ugly. Yeah, I mean, for solo like programmers trying to make a game, I think again you should take inspiration from games out there that use insanely minimalistic art styles to still make really cool games.
Yeah,
right?
I now think immediately about like mini motorways and stuff, like how
Yeah.
that is so clean, so aesthetic, but it's purely little like geometric vector
Yeah.
art, and it's so simple, but it's gorgeous.
Yeah, mini motorways, node busters. I mean, it still takes really good taste to make a game look that good. Like
Yeah.
mini motorways is like
It's design, right?
visually, it's absolutely stunning. So, and it takes a lot of experience to be able to do something like that, even if it is simple.
Yeah.
So, not saying it's easy, but it will be far easier for you as a programmer to find a style like that than trying to, both learn how to make a game, how to use an engine, and learn how to draw. That's a lot to put on your plate.
Also, just a general quick tip is find a color palette, a limited color palette online, and stick to it. It'll just make everything look cohesive and like it belongs together.
Right.
And also, you know, if you do purchase assets, you probably can like recolor them. And then if you apply your color palette to those assets, you wouldn't have had to make them, but like now they're all kind of really belong together and have like a cohesive look because you're using your color palette.
Yeah.
What about Brotato? Yeah, Brotato is also, I mean, obviously this being a Survivor's like, it's also up there in the inspo.
Yeah, for sure. But you see, Brotato is interesting because the person behind Brotato has kind of been developing that style for a long time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like, if you go back and look at their videos on their YouTube channel, they've been using that Brotato style for forever. Like, that was just their style.
Yeah.
So they didn't just, oh, I'm going to make Brotato. This is how it looks. Like, they developed that style over a long period of time.
Speaking of hidden sounds. Right into nostalgia.
Sometimes a minimal style is actually more work and requires more skill. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, like making something simple beautiful is not easy. Yeah, I agree.
That's the stolen anti-piracy theme. It is. Replay the sound file. And Vern says it's part of why I decided to move to Godot because it has inbuilt tools to take a simple free asset and add animations to it, unlike in Python where I would have to learn hard to make the same effect.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah, 2D animation is hard. I feel I may have started something.
Everyone reliving their childhood right now. So interesting thing. Did you know that the people who made the You Wouldn't got in trouble? Oh yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, we've had this conversation before.
It's so ironic. That is why it's so iconic. You wouldn't pirate a cat game. You wouldn't pirate a fart.
I just realized that our pickup sound sounds like a...
Sounds like a reload
like
or something.
A specific sound from Counter-Strike.
Yeah. It's giving, shooter game to me. I just thought of an interesting game mechanic. Maybe when you're at a high score or at the last 15 seconds, it goes into banana.
Jesus.
Of course. And you start, and the music goes faster and you start shooting bananas. Oh, bananas.
Banana bone.
Do, 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 do. Banana bone. Anyways, you have loot in the loot folder in UI.
Wow.
Isn't that fantastic? Oh, go to the greenhouse. We haven't been to the greenhouse in a while.
But there's too many zombies there. I'm gonna die.
You have a shield.
Oh no, the humans are dumb. They don't know how to traverse the maze. Okay.
The zombie healies.
I'm too weak. There's too many zombs.
I thought you had a lot of beef.
No, I do not have beef.
He doesn't have beef. Ooh, you know what you could do?
What's that?
With the dirt and the logs, you could already sort of do a little fire pit area.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
Oh, Pocket, sorry, we don't do links. If
I'm
you
dead.
do want to share a link with us, best to do it in our Discord, in the stream chat channel, or DM the nerd.
Died. Rip. But yes, as Celine was saying, this is also an area that we worked on over here.
This was the first area that looked nice. It's the one on our Steam page.
True.
Whoa, I'm gonna put the Steam link. Oh my god, I'm so good. You wanna post the link?
Yeah, sorry, Pocket. Yeah, we just see asterisks. We can't see the link.
Hello, Runty. When I tap over to the stream, it's always... Yeah, I get that as well. Like every time like I click out to like upload something to Drive and then I click back in, the stream is like super blurry. And
Oh yeah, that does happen.
give
Yeah.
it a sec.
That's Twitch aggressively trying to reduce their costs.
Oh really?
Yeah. Because they don't want to be streaming high quality video if you're not on that tab. And because that costs them a lot of money.
The more you know. We learn something new every day, guys. Oh, hi, cat.
Yeah.
Are you putting your butt on the screen? Oh, and now you're putting it on my face.
Whenever I type no links, I hear Edna Mode saying it in my head. No capes.
No capes. Cuckoo, why don't you go sit on your spot? That would be fantastic.
Streaming is quite expensive, yeah.
Who would have thought?
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thunk?
Thunk.
That's a thunk.
Okay, let me rebake the nav mesh. Zh.
Cuckoo.
That's a very small gap there. I wonder if the zombies can figure out that little gap.
Her name is Maka. She just goes by various nicknames.
Magugu.
Makuku, Kuku, Kuket, Kukini, Sukini.
Kukini zucchini.
Maka the third one. Pumpkin.
Okay, looks like the zombies can figure it out, so the nav mesh is fine. Cool.
I'm holding her feet.
Makuku Culkin. Nice.
Go in the cave. Or go sit in your spot, but don't sit on my desk. You know what you're doing, Cuckoo. You know.
Okay, so you're saying...
I'm not sure. Oh wait, let me pull up the map.
Do we have the fire pit
No.
art?
This is the very first map sketch. Probably very outdated now.
Yeah. That was before we had the hedge maze.
Let me just.
Then we changed it with the hedge maze.
Yeah. Keep adding in yellow. So yeah, we have, this is the greenhouse, the hedge maze. We're gonna have some planters here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like the path to the hedge maze.
Yeah, this is still here, the fountain. So we have like the roundabout. And then, yeah, there's gonna be like the garage. Gonna connect to that.
Yep.
Yeah. Road, this is gonna connect here.
Sorry.
This is house. And now we have our little shed. And right here have,
There'll probably be a dirt path that goes from the
like that.
driveway. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. What if, I mean, we're probably gonna try the bridge still, right?
Yeah.
With the lake. What if the fire pit zone is between the road and the bridge?
Like here.
Yeah. And then there would be a little dirt path from the road to the pit, and then from the pit to the bridge.
Then you have like some logs. That's what I was thinking,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like you
No,
have
I
some-
like it. Yeah.
And like you could even have like, this actually could be a little tent here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there would be like a road to the bridge, and then yeah, there'd be like a little path going back.
Hmm. And at the moment, we have the bunker on the right, on the bottom right corner.
Like here.
I don't know if we want to move the bunker.
Made that very.
It's also easy to expand outwards. Like if we want more space between the wall and the lake, or between the wall and the greenhouse, it's very easy to expand that. So no problems there.
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't have anything here at the moment.
Well, we don't, but when you look at it, well, yeah, I don't know.
Well, again, we could have like
we want to do the car.
We could do, yeah, like a car or like a truck
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, we wanted to do like the car that like veered off the road, remember? Like
Yeah.
crashed against a tree or something.
Yeah. You're right. You're so right.
That's it. That's the map.
That's easy. We have this area kind of done, this area kind of done.
Yeah.
This middle bit kind of done.
Yeah.
And that's it.
We're getting there though.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Before we had nothing done.
Okay, so let me do just a rough sketch, I guess, of the fire pit.
Yeah. They're like Lion. Hello. Welcome.
Hello. How's it going, Bear? Did you?
Sorry, the map reminds me of the city play carpet everyone had as a kid. Yeah, loved it.
What was I gonna say? Bear, how did the demo? You released your demo, right? Did you get any cool feedback? Some reviews? I saw you had some cool reviews of people being like, best surf game ever. That was really exciting to read. My birthday today. Happy birthday!
Oh, happy birthday!
Banana.
Got Surf's Up streamed to around 60 plus people this morning. Nice. Demo will be featured in Steam's Next Fest. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. 25 positive reviews. 100% so
Job
far.
well done.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
Amazing, well done.
Good stuff.
Oh, we are now in ads. Boom.
Oh, well, get wrecked, I guess. Sorry.
No, it's so mean. So mean.
Okay, let me make... So, Node 3D...
Why was I the one to get hit with the hat?
That's just how it goes. Fire pit area.
I had only 500, not 501. The one time where that paid off.
Node 3D decals. Banana. I think I'm gonna have to call it a night. Have a good one, people. Have a good one, Dis. Hope you feel better soon.
Have a good one, yeah. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you so much for hanging out.
The stream next best feature comment.
Hmm? Wait, what? What comment? What's up?
I'm looking for it. Can you find it?
Bear's participating in the next fest. Good to know. Team Next Fest feature comment. I'm not sure. I've lost context. Sorry. 33 people already claimed the demo today. We're at 461 unique players, and Next Fest hasn't even started yet.
Oh, wow.
Nice. That is very cool. That is very cool.
And Max, thank you for the little lurks. Good luck with the metahumans.
Good luck, Mags. Yeah, I mean, I really hope your game finds its audience there, because I feel like if it finds the surfing audience, it's gonna do great.
Yeah.
It at least when I played it, it felt really authentic, so I don't see why that audience wouldn't resonate with it. Okay, so we have decals. We have... I guess I'll just add the logs for now, right?
Yeah. And yeah, just...
Oh, but I don't have... crap. I should make a log obstacle. How do I do that? Let's copy the rock and make that a log.
Look, I'm you.
Uncanny. Wait, this isn't what I wanted at all. Log.
Do
delete.
you know who else can bananify him and has 200,000 points?
Hey,
Okay.
hey, no, that is not allowed. You can't do that. That shouldn't be allowed.
I only do it
That
sparingly.
shouldn't be allowed.
I don't abuse it.
That should
I
not be
don't
allowed.
abuse it. You prefer to close.
Ah, it's so tight.
I should have checked the size of the hats.
I guess I'll just use a box. There's no reason to make the collision shape any more complicated than a box, I think. So we'll just do that. We'll do... Hello?
Hello.
We'll do that. We'll do that. Something like this. So now we have a log. So here we can now instantiate a log.
Thank you for redeeming. Just this once.
Oh crap. I messed up. I need to do this. So fire pit area, then we have a log. We can put that like here. Duplicate here. And maybe we add another one on this side. We can call that good. Be enough space for the player to walk around stuff. Something like that. Something like that. Sorry, Muck, I just moved.
I moved. I can't move.
There we go. Cute.
Yeah, I think that's cool for now.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to make the little fire pit, and then I think the area could maybe even be a little bit bigger, but I think
Yeah, I think bigger will make sense. Yeah.
more dirt.
More dirt. Yeah.
You know.
Maybe even the logs, like they're feel like they're a little small. So I could slightly bump their scale just a little bit.
Make them more robust.
We can make this like 0.7 maybe. And that would fit there. 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 Something like that.
Yay!
That's better. And we need to, again, bake the mesh. Which worked great. Okay, cool.
Wow.
So now the zombies should be able to traverse it. Look at that.
Yay. There's more things in the map.
Man, it makes such a big difference to just break up the vast stretch of grass.
Yeah.
Very nice. Limo, hello.
Hello, Limo. Yeah, the bananas have been here for a week, but they have made quite an impact. And something you shared your flipper game?
Flipper?
Oh, you got the flipper working. I see.
Oh. Check it out. Nice. Oh, that looks really smooth. Nice.
Like the physics on it look good.
So are you using... How does this work? The ball is a rigid body, and the flipper is a... Is it a static body? Or I think for ours we use a character, actually. The flipper is also a rigid body. Static body. Static mode. Okay. I haven't looked into that one. Cool. It looks very smooth. And like it behaves how you'd expect, which is great. Good stuff.
Yay!
What's the next task? What comes after the flippers? You can use animated body because it has collision when moving with code. Right. Opposite flipper. Okay. That doesn't count. Nah, that does count. But what after that? Midnight Moonlight, hello.
Hello. It is the Nerd Channel.
A bumper. Yeah. Nice. Bumper. And then the launcher, maybe? Or do you just spawn the ball at the top? Launcher. Yeah, launcher is always an important part of pinball games, isn't it? We kind of cheaped out on the launcher for our pinball game.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
We just didn't get around to making it juicy. But I do think in any pinball game, the launcher has to be a feels good moment, right? It has to be satisfying to use it. Added little fire pit area. What's nice about making a pinball game is that you could take that game and use it as a mini game in another game. Yeah, I could see that. I've spent the last hour trying to figure out how to make Unity accept a .hex file as a text asset. Now I just gave up. Instead, use a .bytes. What is a .hex? I've never used that file type. Don't talk pinball, please. I'm still trying to convince myself not to buy the Jurassic Park pinball machine.
Do it. That was on growing up. I think up until I was 15, I actively wanted a Jurassic.
God, imagine having that in your house and it's free to play. You can just play it over and over and over and over again. Hexadecimal, okay. Alrighty. I've also done what I wanted to do today. Now what?
How are you feeling?
I don't know. Are we cooking today? I guess we should.
What the hell is even that?
Imagine you have it in your house and make it paid for all your friends who visit. You know, you gotta charge for wear and tear, right? If I ever fall into stupid amounts of money, I'm quitting my job and starting an arcade, just restoring old arcade machines. It's unfortunately not a viable business where I live. Unfortunately, it's not viable in many places, right?
Even in arcades.
Yeah, just arcades in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's something special about it. It's like whenever I stay at a hotel that has an arcade, I have to go check it out.
Yeah.
Spend some money at it. Like, it is fun. The hardware and electronics in those things is impressive. But it's also like hyper specific, right? As in they don't necessarily use the same components across the machines necessarily. Like it's not that standardized. Maybe I'm wrong here.
Right.
But I kind of have that idea that like it's hard to come by the part you need sometimes, right? I guess that's just because they're old. Okay, I need to clean up all this trash. I just left it here.
You just left out all of that trash right there.
I guess I'll leave one so I remember.
Do you remember what?
That I need to like finish it and place it around the map.
Oh, yeah, because I drew the loot bits for you as well.
Yeah, I think to start with, basically, it's gonna work exactly the same as like a damage number, for example. So like, we go up to a zomb.
Tomatoes, what was that?
Hello, tomatoes.
You unfollowed us? How rude.
Look on the bright side. You get to follow us
You
again.
get to follow us again. Yay.
So to start with, I'm just going to do the same effect with the items. So like if you get duct tape, it'll just do that. Like it'll pop up behind, above the dock and like fade out. And it'll just do that for now.
It's on tomatoes.
Maybe we could do that.
What you doing? Sorry, I was...
I'll add the little thing that comes up. The image coming up when you get it.
Ah.
Ah, we get to take it off.
This is true?
Ah, I can breathe. How's it going, tomatoes? Any luck with the Steam Deck port? Is it working? Is it running?
I won the duel.
Okay, so I'll make an assets folder. I'll color it. Then I'll pull in flute, have duct tape and screws. Oh yeah, I got it working after some failure. Turns out the fix was to increase the VRAM allocation. Interesting. Increase the VRAM allocation. Is that like an engine setting? On the export? How does that work? Just download more VRAM. But is that like an engine setting, or do you need like specific Steam Deck features? You need to change it in the BIOS. Huh? Wait, huh?
You go.
Wait, I'm lost. You mean you changed the Steam Deck VRAM allocation? How are you going to do that for the users? Or do you mean just running it in like the debug mode or something? Is there a list of all the commands in this chat? There is not. But we don't have that many commands. Really.
No, we don't.
I should probably deactivate this one. I mean, you can get a link to our playlist, to our merch, to our game pages. That's about it. I tell them how to. There's not much we can do, really. Oh, interesting. Steam Deck is great and all, but it's a handheld, so it has its limits. Right, so the game just, yeah, it can't run with that much VRAM. Or with not enough VRAM. Man, that sucks. It's not a verified for Steam Deck setting in Steamworks partner. Yeah, I don't remember seeing any settings for like resource allocation or anything like that. I mean, I doubt that would be possible. Surely that would mess with performance anyway, so why would you want to do it? Or am I just wrong? I guess if you're big enough, like, you know, how the heck does The Last of Us and Death Stranding run on the deck? Maybe they do have access to things that other developers don't.
Lucas, congratulations for winning the duel.
Oh, I see. Commands you meant like duel and stuff. Right. Yeah, we don't have a list of those. That's just stream avatar stuff. If it's not verified, even if it clearly says it's not supported, people can still download the game and leave a negative review saying, man, this is not supported on the deck. Yeah. Yeah, that's so strange. You cannot opt out. As far as I understand, you cannot opt out of having the game downloadable on the Steam Deck. It's just like at the user's discretion. But then they can just leave a negative review. That just sounds so stupid. That sounds stupid enough that it can't be real.
Last of Us runs because they have access to something we don't, which is 400 plus.
But you see, Tomatoes, they might also have access to Valve devs. Like, I could very much see Valve providing them dev resources to work with them, make sure it works. When you're big enough, those things happen, right? What was I doing?
I don't know. You were adding
Images.
Thingies I made.
Yeah. So loot will have a sprite, which is a texture 2D. Which will be nothing by default. No, let's just give it duct tape by default.
Duct tape. Duct tape.
Wait, what did I just do? That's not what I wanted to do. I need to do preload duct tape. I need to do this. Then I want to make sure this is actually selected. Oh, I can't. Oh, yeah, right. And this is screws like that. Okay. So here we have a thing called pop-up text. Pop-up text, and this is used for the damage numbers and things like that. So we would likely need a pop-up sprite. Pop-up sprite to do the same thing. So pop-up sprite.
Maka, what are you doing back there?
New scene, pop-up sprite. Pop-up sprite. And that needs same setup here. I'm gonna see if I can do this. Copy, paste. Okay. So we have the same settings. Why can I not see it though? Why can I not see it? Because it's not showing here. Interesting. What? Whatever. So we need a new scene. This is a 2D scene. And it's a pop-up sprite 2D. Pop-up sprite 2D. Our size for it is 300 by 300. I'll give myself some guides. Then in here, we need a sprite. We'll give it a duct tape for testing. Enter that. We need an animation player. And this will need a pop-up animation. So animation new pop-up. And now we do the pop-up animation. We know that this will be the final value, so we can drop that in there. So let's do scale as well as modulate. So we do that, put it there. Then we decide on the initial value, which is going to be invisible. And tiny. So like 0.1, let's say, by 0.1. And we keyframe that. Then we can do the overshooting thing. So there's a little pop effect. So we overshoot by like, let's say 20%. Something like that. So it does something like this. Okay. Let's make it nice and quick. Perfect. Change that duration to 0.3.
Pops up.
It does pop up. Cool. So now we need some scripts. We can do some copy pasting. It's all good. It won't need too much at all. So we're gonna take this. We're gonna put it in here. Class name pop-up sprite 2D. We don't need a label, but we do need an animation player. We also need the sprite itself. That is something we need.
How's the CEO doing? She is loafing on the floor behind me. You can see her actually.
Do that. On
She meowed.
init, we need the sprite.
Hello. Are you feeling exposed?
Here we go. Fantastic. Now in our pop-up sprite, we can instantiate pop-up sprite 2D. Like so.
Like so.
We still cannot see it. Why? Maybe you're wrong here. Viewport texture, sub-viewport. There we go. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Great. Okay, so now we need a script in here. And what do we need for that? Pretty basic stuff. Pretty basic stuff. Okay. So let's copy that. Paste class name pop-up sprite. We need our pop-up sprite 2D be accessible. I don't like that. Let's make sure that's capitalized. I also want that capitalized. Cool. We don't need that. We do need the sprite though, which is a texture 2D. Or do we? Do we need that? Yes. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So sprite. Then we do sprite equals sprite. Then on here, we initialize the 2D. We connect here. And we are good. That's it. That's it.
Oh yeah?
Wait, maybe that's not true.
Oh no.
Because here, pop-up is actually not just the appearing, it's also the disappearing. So here, where I added the popping in, I now need to let it fade. I need to let it fade. So, what happens? We're gonna extend this, and then we're gonna fade to nothing. But I would do something like this. Let's do something like this. Oh, that's not what I wanted at all.
What do you need? What do you keep me? She just keeps meowing. What a funny cat.
That'll do. That'll do. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good. Okay. So let's go over to our level. We're gonna make a pop-up sprite helper. Like this. And then we have this situation. We're gonna do a good old copy pasta. On pop-up sprite, we need the position and the sprite. We instantiate the pop-up sprite. We initialize it. So we give it the sprite so it can modify the node and stuff. We add it to the scene. We position it, and we are good. We also need to listen for pop-up sprite requested. On pop-up sprite requested. Okay. Then we need this. Position sprite texture 2D. All right. And for now, I'm just gonna go into our container. Container component. And in here, I'm gonna say event manager, pop-up sprite requested, emit.
Oh my goodness. I love it.
Why does she keep meowing?
I don't know what's wrong with her, but
Looking at bananas.
look, Doodle Maka in a banana costume.
What?
Kageyama. Maka, you have fan art.
Oh my god.
Maka has fan art.
Nice.
Aoi, thank you so much.
Beautiful. Banana cuckoo.
I will cherish it always.
Amazing.
Ito banana cuckoo.
Okay, let's just do that for now. And then we'll do loot.sprite. Okay. That was a lot of stuff. Let's see if it works. It's not gonna give me any loot. Oh, it did work. Okay, cool. Hold, please hold.
Holding.
I'll just hack it for now. It's okay.
Raining.
It is raining. I'm just gonna hack it for now. Don't worry about it. I'll fix it. I'll promise. I promise.
Will you though?
I absolutely promise, didn't?
But will you though? I love the little makuku banana.
Ooh. Did you see that?
Did kind
was
of. I caught
crazy.
the end of it.
That was crazy.
Let's see it again.
Let me add a little sound. I believe I can do sound helper dot pickup.
We got loot.
We got loot.
And he just left a trash bag on the floor. And open the lid.
No loot, haha, is the message I got in my console. Correct. No loot, haha.
You were jabbing your syringe there. I saw you.
It's whenever I press in here in my debug, it still activates. You know, I think that this will tie us over for a bit. But we can improve it.
Fabulous. Well done.
Oh, nice.
Happy?
Nice. Very happy.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Love to see it. Added loot pickup animation.
Yeah, you did. Huge.
Let's go! Ugh. And with that, we've been going for 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's about time to call it a day.
I think so.
It's pretty good. We got some stuff done.
We did. Good stuff.
Are we pausing? Like we're happy with the shed area, right? We're moving on.
I believe we should move on. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's in a good enough state.
We did the log shed. We did the dumpster. We got the lamppost.
There's pickups. You know, I think unless you want to like keep adding more detail, I
think it's in a good state.
Yeah, I think before we keep working on it, we probably want to get all the other areas to a similar state first.
Yeah, for sure. Because I came back from grilling. Ooh.
What did you grill though?
Hope it was good. No, that's definitely making me hungry. Good stuff. All right, where should we take the nerds today?
I see iHeart. I see Practical. What else do I see?
Oh, we could definitely return the practical raid.
We could.
Shall we do that? Yeah.
Yeah? They've not been streaming for 8 hours and are about to leave or anything?
No, they're an hour in, so I think we're
Okay,
good.
we're safe. We're good.
Yeah.
Oh, you did some pork chops, corn on the cob, grilled cheese.
Amazing.
Ooh, fantastic.
Good stuff.
What if we did some ribs? That'd be great.
Yeah, we're gonna figure out where we're getting our barbecue from.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a grill. Nerds, thank you so much for hanging out with us this fine Saturday. Truly appreciate it. We'll be back on Tuesday.
We will be back on Tuesday.
Yeah, feel free to check the stream schedule if you'd like to come hang out with us again. But in the meantime, you know, stay awesome. Good luck with your projects. Have a beautiful Sunday.
And thank you so much for hanging out with us as always. We really appreciate it.
You're the best. All right, we're out of here.
Let's go, nerds.
See you, nerds. Bye.
Bye.
Yo, two nerdy nerds, how's it going? Revenge raid. How you doing? How's the game going along? I think I gotta update my my new shout out. Do you guys have a Steam page out? That's what's not gonna be saved directory, just player session ID.